What's going on, Niner gang? You're watching the 49ers Report right here on Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Senior. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. Love talking 49ers football with all of you. We start off today's show with this. We knew yesterday it was finally made official. Fred Warner signed that contract extension, making him the highest paid linebacker in the league. And today, as we record this during our live show on Thursday, he put pen to paper and officially signed that deal. I got to say, anytime you decide to rock a gray suit, you're keeping it a buck, and you're looking really, really fresh. Fred Warner, now a very, very rich man, looking fresh in that gray suit. He also, prior to signing his contract, took to Twitter to basically thank the Niner gang as well as the Niners organization for allowing him to secure the bag. Here's what he had to say on Twitter. Wow, honored and blessed to remain faithful for years to come. Thank you to the entire organization and everyone for believing in me and allowing me this opportunity. I thank everyone who's helped bring me to this point in my career. We're only getting started. Go Niners. Awesome stuff from Fred Warner. He's a class act. That's a big reason why he's added so much to this culture and why he is going to be paid like the best linebacker in the league. And coming up in just a few moments, I'm going to explain why I think he is the best at his position in the National Football League. The official figures of the deal, 5-year, $95+ million, That deal does include $40.5 million in guaranteed, which allows him to overtake Bobby Wagner in this division and across the NFL as the highest paid linebacker in the league. $19 million annual value. Bobby Wagner right at that 18 even number. CJ Mosley, that contract has been a disaster for the Jets. He's making $17 million per year. And then to round out the top 5 highest paid linebackers in the league, Zach Cunningham of the Texans at $14.5, Myles Jack at a little north of $14 million. I think Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the league, and I have let that opinion be known here on the channel. He does so many things well and does so many things that are just so integral for this defense. And one of the biggest things about Warner, his availability. He has played in every single game since getting drafted in the 3rd round out of BYU back in the 2018 draft. I think he's the best linebacker in the league. Pro Football Focus does as well, as they do their deep dive analytical analysis on some of these players. Warner was PFF's #1 graded linebacker last year and earned PFF coverage grades above 90 in each of the past 2 seasons. That's truly elite. He allowed just an 81.9 passer rating when targeted last year, roughly 25 points lower than the league average among qualifying off-ball linebackers. Moving off of that, Fred Warner is a guy who can just simply do it all. He's really good in coverage. He can guard slot receivers. He can cover tight ends. He can also be very active and wreak havoc in the backfield as well. And what I love about signing him and tying him to this franchise through the next several seasons is the Niners are taking an approach of this. They're building around their franchise pillars. And Fred Warner, no doubt, on the field as well as off the field, is a franchise pillar. Great news for the Niners, still a really young guy. He's 24 right now. He's going to be 25 years old in November. There have been no injury issues throughout his career because he hasn't missed a game. Knock on wood. And 48 for 48 is where he stands right now. So he's been consistently available. He's played in the Super Bowl. He's been through the thick and thin with this organization, hasn't missed a game, and we can only hope that he's going to continue to be on the field because when he has been, he's been truly marvelous, truly elite, and will be for years to come. Are you happy about the Fred Warner contract extension? I am. If you are, like this video and hit that thumbs up icon. The really tricky things with jerseys is this. You don't know how long that player is going to play in that jersey. Good news for the Niners, he's locked up for the next several seasons because of that 5-year contract extension. So you can get some all-pro Fred threads right now thanks to our friends at Fanatics. Go to chatsports.com/Fred Warner. You're able to select a variety of Fred Warner jerseys. The old school 94 jersey with the 75th anniversary patch, the white jersey, there are men's, boys, women's jerseys, everything you need in terms of Fred Warner using that link at the bottom of your screen. If you do use that link, you get free shipping. That link in the description as well as the comment section of this video. The common consensus around Santa Clara, around those across the National Football League, is that Fred Warner is so well respected. That's why he's a captain within this organization. And yesterday, after he made that deal official, you saw so many people flock to Twitter to show their support for Warner. And I think that goes a long way in just kind of realizing the respect that he has in that locker room. George Kittle on Twitter said, "Fred Warner, back up the truck." George Kittle knows all about that because the Niners backed up the truck for him back a couple years ago. Adam Schefter also said this on Twitter, which I thought was pretty notable. 49ers made Fred Warner the NFL's highest paid linebacker for now, not just because of the way he plays the game. They believe that Warner embodies all of the traits they are looking for on and off the field, which echoes what I said just a couple moments ago. Joe Staley, he's an all-time great 49er. Took to Twitter to say this: "Congrats to All-Pro Fred. He has always done it the right way, and pumped to have him around to lead the franchise for many years to come." And Darius Leonard, who Warner has kind of been competing with to set the market to see which member of the 2018 draft class was going to set the market and become the highest paid linebacker, showing his respect for All-Pro Fred, simply saying, "Congratulations, my guy." We went live once Fred Warner and that news came out. That's a big reason why you should subscribe to the 49ers Report, because we're bringing you the latest 49ers news and rumors. The team reports to training camp next Wednesday, which means we're going to be ramping up our coverage. So it's the perfect opportunity for all of you to subscribe, because we're going to keep you up to date with everything that's going on with this team. So go to youtube.com/49ers TV, that link at the bottom of your screen, or hit that red subscribe button, because we'll continue to go live every single Thursday, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific. We'll bring you a couple mailbags during our live shows, breaking news updates. We got you covered. All of the latest news and rumors as well. Keep it locked here on the Niners Report and help get us to 40,000 subscribers before the Niners kick off the 2021 NFL season. Couple rumors to get to here on today's show. Does Trey Lance have the it factor? According to Mohamed Sanu, he does. And that's why I give this 4 Shanahats, light the candlestick. I'm all about it. Look, I'm taking stock in this, that players and coaches continue to hype up the number 3 pick from the 2021 NFL Draft. Mohamed Sanu, the most recent one to do just that. He was on the DNPCD podcast and said Lance has left a positive first impression on him during minicamp, as well as that short session in OTAs, but Sanu has also been working with Trey Lance outside of the facility. He also said, Trey Lance, he's the real deal. His talent is really mesmerizing, and he has the it factor, which really tells me, when you think about what Sanu has said, what the coaches and players have said, everybody's just all in on Lance. And I don't think they're saying that just to boost up his confidence. They're saying that because they're seeing it firsthand. Here's what Sanu had to say on that podcast. The thing about Trey is he's a very hardworking kid. He listens. He's very diligent. He's the type of kid that puts in the extra work. I just love his energy. You can tell the way he comes in the room and has so much charisma, and he just has that it factor. That's him from a maturity standpoint, a cultural standpoint. Lance was also a leader at North Dakota State, which I think translates to the locker room in Santa Clara. But I also like his skill set and his game and some of the things that he was able to do at North Dakota State, like commanding the huddle, which is what the big boys do. The coaching staff gave him the power to make pre- and post-snap reads. He audibled at the line of scrimmage, which nowadays at the college level is very rare because quarterbacks just look over to the sideline, they get the call, and they just run with it. Trey Lance, of all the rookie quarterbacks, took the most snaps under center last year at the collegiate level, and the rave reviews are just continuing. So I think the dude has a lot of drip. He has a lot of swag. What do you think, Niner gang? Scale Trey Lance's swag meter for me on a scale from 1 to 100. I'm going up to like 95. He still has to do some things to earn the 100 status, but I think Trey Lance has that swag. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say the GPS monitor that he was wearing might have looked like a brawl, but rocking those shades, putting in a sweat in, getting ready for training camp, thought he looked damn good. Next Niners rumor we want to jump to. Niners expecting big things from defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans. He's getting some buzz around the league. I'm going to go ahead and give this 3 Shanahats. I've been high on DeMeco Ryans for a long time. So too is Kyle Shanahan, as well as the rest of this organization. And Jim Trotter of the NFL Network had some pretty good things to say about DeMeco Ryans on the NFL Network, speaking about him entering the first year as the Niners defensive coordinator as he takes over for Robert Saleh, who, if you've been living under a rock, is now the head coach of the New York Jets. Trotter said that he believes that at some point, maybe not next year, that DeMeco Ryans is going to be a head coach. Going back to his playing days, he has certainly displayed he has head coaching-like qualities. Here's what Trotter had to say on NFL Network about DeMeco. One thing about Ryans is he is a guy within the organization that many people believe is on that track to become a head coach one day. He's very studious. He's very serious about his work. And this really goes back to DeMeco Ryans' college days. But Trotter did continue on by saying this, and we'll get to his playing days here in just a second. He's a former player who relates well to players, and he has put in his time. So they are very high on him about what he can bring to this defense and for what his future is. Again, going back to his college days where he was a decorated linebacker at Alabama, he was an All-American at Bama. In 2006, he gets drafted by the Houston Texans, and right out of the gate, he's able to solidify himself as one of the best defenders in the league and become Defensive Rookie of the Year. The following season, because his NFL career really got off to a hot start, he becomes a first-team All-Pro. And then the next couple of seasons, he was able to earn his way to 2 consecutive Pro Bowls. Injuries certainly cost him from having a Hall of Fame career, but when he was in his prime, when he was healthy, DeMeco Ryans was one of the best linebackers in the league. That experience, I think, is going to bode well for him being a DC and maybe at some point a future head coach. There's also this. Robert Saleh was sometimes conservative when it came to utilizing and employing blitz packages. DeMeco Ryans has said, I think one of the identities of our defense, we're going to blitz a little bit more. And I actually really like that because the Niners have a ferocious front. They have a great linebacking core. And if they're able to get pressure on the quarterback, it makes an already good secondary potentially great because it makes their job easier because the quarterbacks won't have much time to throw. Also, this Niners defense is so stacked. So for Ryans to take over this post as DC, he's got plenty to work with. That defensive line, I think Eric Armstead kind of returns to the form that we saw a couple years ago. He has double-digit sack potential. So too does Nick Bosa. I really like Javon Kinlaw as well as DJ Jones at the linebacking spot. You've got Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner, who you just signed to the contract extension, Azeez Al-Shahir, and in the back end, plenty of very experienced players and a couple of rookie cornerbacks who the Niners selected in the draft in Ambry Thomas as well as Diamador Lenore. I think the Niners, if healthy, could be a top 10 unit in 2021. What do you think? Fill in the blank in the comment section down below. Simply write 10 if you think they're going to be a top 10 defense. You can write top 5, top 3, top 2, the best. Shoot, I don't care. All I care about, you getting those votes in the comment section. Couple of small news items we want to get to here on this segment. Trey Sermon did sign his rookie contract. It's going to go for 4 years, $4.9 million. Here's what I'm keeping an eye on as we inch closer and closer to training camp because the Niners expected to report on Wednesday. Trey Lance has not signed his rookie deal. Whenever he does, he's going to be in the 22-23 range as far as the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. I think because Sermon has signed his deal, Fred Warner has signed his extension, that Trey Lance is going to be next. Also, the Niners did add a wide receiver to the roster, a guy who actually really knows Kendrick Bourne well because they went to the same college. Nsimba Webster has been added to the 90-man roster. He's going to be a training camp body. Maybe he can surprise. I really don't think he's going to make this final 53-man roster, but as of now, he's going to be on the 90-man.